Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali. I'm here regarding a very disturbing, oh my goodness. I was listening to our brother Kamisi Fox, and he did a share let's see, let me get the name exactly. The danger of gender bending lunacy. Tasha K attacked by crazy man who wishes he was a woman. Brother was just passionately on point about and saying what needed to be said in regards to this, I would say, artificially supported madness, where there's so many vast differences between men and women that cannot be corrected simply because you have a wish or a belief that you are the opposite sex. There's something that supersedes your will, which is biology, which is nature. And there are aspects of females and males that are rooted to our hormonal effluence throughout our bodies and not simply to Western society is always fixated on the appearance of things, the surface of things, and they manage to get away with an awful lot of lunacy that way. I pretty much am certain, because a brother had said that he'll get very few views talking about the subject matter, and they very much want Black you and me to become the titular face of a madness when we were always depicted, even by folks who've fallen victim to this mad thinking. We've always been depicted as homophobic, and thereby I'm quite sure this will also get very few views, but I'm firmly on the side of talking about what needs to be talked about. And so if you come in a little later, just go to the beginning. If there's even one person who comes through, I'm quite sure that it's not going to reach out to too many. Now, when it comes to Tasha K, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to be disingenuous in the opposing stance I have to her, because I love Black us. I don't know what her regular content is, but at the very best, I would describe her as a Negropean. And I've seen one share or one live she did where she was recommending a Chinese man as proof of why Black women should swirl. And so I don't know if that's her stance on a regular swirling, but I have absolutely no love for promoting the idea that you will remain a viable person as a Black man or a Black woman fraternizing with any other race of people out there who can't stand us at all, can't stand us, okay? And so I don't want to be disingenuous about that. But that doesn't mean I wish her any harm. And that doesn't mean that I wish anybody any harm. If I could say that about white people, surely I could say that about Tasha K, who from the peace, beloved sister Yafa Yah. I'm so glad. Yeah, you finally caught me live, and this is completely unannounced. What I'm covering is, let me just share my screen, because Dr. Sheeb probably will come on in and he doesn't want to be on camera, but I thought it was important for his sister to demonstrably be up here. This is also new. Okay, don't show all these different tips I don't know about. Let's see, select window or screen. Yes, I do. Stream, entire screen. That's what I want. Okay, allow. All right, and there we go. I add that, and I don't want my face up on there. There it goes. All right, there it goes, and let me remove my myself, no matter what. That's really weird that you can't hear me. Thank you so much, Brother Daniel, for letting me know that you couldn't hear me. Let's see if I do this again. Will it remove me? That's it. That's it. Now I'm still there and you can hear me. My apologies that there was no sound for that long, but it is what it is. Um, let's go back over what I was saying, which is thank you so much, Sister Yafa. Wow, that's so annoying. Let me go back over to the brother's video so that you could see that. And then if Dr. She comes through, he could come on through and it's no problem. Now, Tasha K, I understand. I don't know how much was cut off before I started, before I read what you said, Brother Daniel. And Tasha K, I understand she supports swirling. I don't know to what extent. I rescind the honor of calling her our sister if she is a supporter of swirling or if she is a swirler herself. However, that makes no damn difference. I do not wish harm even on swirlers. I don't wish harm on a bunch of white folks, right? For them, it is primarily because I know they will use that against us. But at the same time, even if we were free, I don't wish harm on any innocence. I know everybody who's about the truth. You have a right. You have a right to a beautiful whole life to be different unto your unique people's ability as long as it is sustaining life on this planet. And by that, I don't mean Greta Thunberg kind of ideas, which is a bunch of nonsense. And so this brother, Kamisi Fox, did an absolutely outstandingly passionate report on this assault that happened to Tasha K. Go on over to the link I provided in the chat so that you can, listen to the whole thing yourself. Subscribe to the brother. So far, this brother is he's on point. Everybody's going to have differences of conclusions in whatever. But in saying that, so far, I'm like, this is a real black man. This is what they got to do. Because he said one of the things with the attack was the entity in the red was insulted that Tasha K told him the truth. You're not a woman. There's aspects of being a woman or a man that go beyond just your will, your Aleister Crowley wish, or Crowley, that's the way you should pronounce it, Crowley. Aleister Crowley wish that your will is the sum of the law because your biology, reality, is the sum of the law, and that is fashioned by the one and the only, the creators. The reason why he said this things that are abominations, and we know what they are. And so your wish to be seen as the opposite sex does not fit reality. We've seen so many athletes, female athletes, who have actually been lost their matches where you have two fake, they're not women, they're men, two men who just lie and say that they're women in the winning the gold and winning the silver. And then after that, all the women came, where there'll be one who's got the bronze, who should have had the gold. But this I attribute or lay at the feet of feminism, white woman feminism, which was a tactical strategy from the satanic elites to cause chaos. They are all about the chaos as much as possible. And so this entity on the left of the screen was upset, really. And Brother Kamisi was saying that, of course, these entities get upset. They're out of their minds. They want to believe a lie. Can you imagine believing a lie to the point where you insist the lie is real? You cannot stand. I mean, go into any mental asylum and then just boldly tell whomever's there the truth. You also might be attacked, as Tasha K was. That is not tolerable because a brother said, this is what I was going to mention, that all the brothers in that audience did nothing to stop the assault. And this is a grown man with all the physiology because that is beyond his wish. All the physiology went up against Tasha K. He could have, in that moment, that gap, he could have killed her. He could have killed her. From what I gleaned from the portion he played the audio that I listened to, he grabbed her mic. Then that's an assault because it was in her hand. It was in her hand. And he could have just kept going. And to even step over that physical comfort level where you're getting in someone's face because they're telling you the truth. And we are in a society run by the satanic elites, and you prefer the lunacy that they perpetuate to cause chaos. That is very dangerous to all women. And I need to emphasize this disorder comes from the white people. It's not Black us. They're using us as the titular poster children of this madness. And that gets me to my other stuff that I got to share with you, where I'm like, I on Daily Mail, I had left a comment. Let's see now, where are, okay, there. Oh, right. There it is, right there. Oh, nope, that's not it. That's it. And please, let's get rid of that. And there'll be another one up here. Okay. There's going to be all the ads over here. I don't have an ad blocker on my little laptop, so my apologies, but I can do this to make it a little less confusing. And so this right here, this is crazy to me. On Daily Mail, I had left a comment where they were saying that, these white men who are, supporting the straight family movement or are against Bud Light and all the rest of it, they are trying to make it seem as if supporting sanity, supporting reality is something only white people will do, something only white men will do. So we're supposed to have an automatic repulsion to that because they're supposed to be racist, especially the right-wing white men. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I would never, ever collaborate, work with any white person, period. I've had some really nice white people that I'll engage with in the comment section. But if they leave too many comments, I kind of let them know, we got to separate. It's good for you. It's good for me. Right? There's white people out there. Salute to the anti-nukers, white anti-nukers. Salute to all them white scientists who wrote all them books I bought about radiation. I appreciate their work, but we must separate because its integration is killing everybody. Right? And so if I have anything in common with a bunch of extreme white racists, it's very little because they agree with destroying Black us. I am not on the, Black manosphere, that section, that whatever, that will have white racists on their platform. Okay? And so I left a comment saying, why do you ghettoize this? I didn't say the word ghetto. I can't use words like that up on Daily Mail. But I just said anyone who, because it was a thing where people were saying, oh, we got to protect the children. They were talking about these young children who are being butchered and being just brainwashed into believing they're the opposite sex and they don't let the parents know. And then their whole reproduction ability is destroyed, ripped out of their bodies. And so I'm like, why wouldn't other races want to protect their children? And my comment was just removed. It never even showed up. I can't point out that it's not just white men who about this. I remember once there was some hired black woke person that said, probably from BLM, white men have this thing about freedom of speech. Where do you think they got that from? But from black us, who I understand we were already here. I can't speak on that definitively. All right. But I can say we are the freest people everywhere because we taught everybody else about being free. They lied. They only created the Constitution to trick their own into coming on over, and they had to Shanghai them over here mostly to take over this vast continent. Now that they feel, well, we got this now, they're killing white people left and right too. I'm going to go over that a little bit too. Okay? And so this whole setup that old white men are, they got a thing about freedom of speech, and we don't. How in the hell are we ever going to be able to extricate ourselves from hell itself if we don't speak the truth? And the way they're hunting the truth, the way they hide what I share about Fukushima, how is censorship our preferred way of living? Right? So I was like, that's what they're doing. They're setting this up so they can make it look like it's just these white dudes. Don't black people, don't come over here. Don't look at this. They go over there and keep on being the poster child for what we want the white people to think is coming from you. It's coming from Europe. It's been in there since the beginning. Right? Where they tried to say, oh, the trannies, not the trannies, trans sutured people, they tried to make it seem like it was some black man from the 1940s who was dressed up as a woman, who I'm sure he came through a family who was disastrously sexually assaulted generation after generation through their slave grooming houses. So to the point where there's black families out there who this insanity was just infested into your very epigenetic conversation between one generation and the next. So they put that out there as this is where the transsexual movement got started with this guy. And I showed pictures from way, way back. The turn of the friggin' century. And I'm not talking about this one that just turned. I'm talking about back in the 1700s. Paintings, and then the 1800s when they first came up with the daguerreotype. And there was bunches of white men dressed up like women. Okay? They had houses in London that were specifically, I forget what the name of them were, but they were specifically for all that weirdness. Now, that go back to ancient Rome and ancient Greece. And then you know what I'm talking about. Okay? And so this article, Woke Free Beer Company launched as alternative to Bud Light. I was thrown off by them ads. My apologies for that. Releases Real Women of America. This was hysterical because there is a pathology that these dudes have that insists on believing lies, little lies, right? And so, and I salute them for launching this calendar. And one of the points about this that made me say, you need to go buy my soap. You need to go buy my books, my everything. You need to go buy Dr. Shee's everything because his stuff will just have you healed up. Okay? And because here are these folks who have a wish to protect their society. It's not strange for me to have a wish to protect Black you and me. Just because I do that, you can see by the earnestness, the dedication, the non-stop consistency of what I do, that I ain't joking. I'm not a scamster up here. Ain't no switcheroony coming from me ever. They'll just have to hide the truth I'm sharing more and more as best they can. Okay? And so calendars starring Riley Gaines and will donate 10% of the sales to her foundation to fight trans athletes in sports. Now, some of these pictures I'm going to skip by real fast. This one is she actually looks like she is, I don't know, because some of these white women, they start getting those jobs by the time they're 16 years old. So I don't know which parts of her are real or fake. They try to depict like O'Shea Jackson, tries to got that stupid thumbnail. I don't think he's ever changed it, where he tries to make fun of black women by having that blonde wig on his head. When this is the fakest woman on the planet, right? I got a whole file just called Amazing Plastic People. Now, do I wish that for white women? No, I don't. I hope they could work it out. But their mental issues are not mine. They're not ours. We just got to extricate ourselves from the generational epigenetic trauma of having these people in charge of what we think of one another. That ain't coming from Negro peons. It's coming from those of us who are done with hell for real. Right? There's plenty of us, but there's only one of us telling you about what they've done. That means it's game over. That's Fukushima. I'm going to go over that one too. Okay? Because Brother Nias shared with me now. Let's keep on going. Okay, there's one coming up that I got to just scroll past right there. Okay, you know what? I don't have. You get the idea. Oh, God. Anyway, this is one of the models in the calendar. You tell me how this woman is real. You tell me where the real is, because when you look at them lips, you know straight away. I don't have to show you the other stuff that's stuck up on her chest, immobile as a concrete pillow, right? And that's supposed to be real. I'm like, what's it? I can't remember what the Baywatch chick or what. Pamela Anderson has been running around makeup free. Good for her. Good for her. She looked completely makeup free because you could see every single discoloration in her skin possible. And she really does look better with makeup on. I'm just saying, it's really, that is one of the features of being melanated. If you eat right and you treat your spirit right, you don't need any makeup, black woman. Right? That's why when you see me, I don't have a stitch of makeup on. Sometimes I'll just put, just for decorative purposes, 3 little white dots because it looks kind of, tribal, and I mean in a good way. It looks kind of African to me, and I enjoy it. So I'll put that up there. But it ain't a trick. It's not there to make it look like my eyes are bigger or I don't need to put any filler in my lips. And even if I did, I would just learn to get along with the lips I have. Right? So when they go running out to get them BBLs, we have to stop thinking that it's just us who are doing that. No, it's them. It's them. Right? And so I wish the best for Pamela Anderson. White men should be supporting their own natural women, because they got so many lies going on. They don't even know how to get out of it. And so this calendar's supposed to be about real women. No, it's not. It's for them though, but I'm just telling you that this is something that our sisters have been doing for decades and decades. Since I was a little girl, Black women have been walking around with no makeup on because we just didn't need it. So if you felt like, I'm not into all of that stuff, then you didn't wear it. And nobody looked at you like, oh, God, you look ghastly. You need some color. No, we got the color. Allah gave us the makeup already. You can see our eyes. I got teeny tiny little eyes, but you can see them for sure. Okay? And so let me show you what these folks are scared to death. Then they're not going to be able to shout. Oh, I tried to do that right here. Okay. Oh, let me go. Yeah, first, let me go to this guy because we're not going to have so much feeling for this dude, and I ain't mad at me or you for that. Prince Constantine of Liechtenstein dies at age 51. He just passed away unexpectedly. This is a royal family member. You know, if they were getting a jabberoonie, they weren't getting what the common folk in their parlance were getting. They were getting probably just saline solution. And so this dude is he dead. He dead. Where is he? Uh-oh. Oh, okay. It's just on wonky. Right there. He dead. He gone. 51. Suddenly, unexpectedly, me, he didn't have any conditions. And these guys, they got doctors. Doctors who will let them know what's going on with a hair they lost in the sink 2 years ago, let alone what's going on with their bodies. Right? But he gone because that radiation, it takes no prisoners. It does not give a damn where you are, who you are, if you happen to run across even one atom, and it gets to work immediately in your body. All the elites who were up on the Northeast, they were breathing the same orange skies as I was. Okay? On the West Coast, all of them, Gavin Newsom, hope he was breathing extra deeply. I'm just saying, I don't wish him any harm. It's what radiation does. You don't have to wish anybody harm, right? But share the truth because these dudes are killing everybody. Everybody. It was Brother Nias. Oh, don't let me forget that. Brother Nias shared with me. I don't know if I got the picture up on here. I probably don't. Let's see, that's that. Yeah. So let me go on over and Google what I found, which was astounding. Let's see, I could go over to the comments and reload them. I'm doing too much up on this little laptop, I know. Let's see now, right here. Because I want to get his wording on that, because wording, when you say it, story on Sky News. Okay, let's see. Let's just put that in there. Fish washing ashore in Japan. Okay, here we go. Copy. There we go. Paste. And get rid of that. Alrighty. This picture is just incredible. Incredible. I got to see where Hokodate is too. Come on now. There. Like, look at that. Oh my God. Open the new tab so we can see without all mess. Oh my God. Let's see. Will that open? Maybe, maybe not. Yep, there it goes. Because I just need us to be able to just take that in, all right? Take that in. I said it years ago. You may be looking, thinking, oh, but those are fish, because they've given us a magical type of understanding of reality. You got trans-sutured folks thinking they're the opposite sex and beating the pants off of real women. And that real women, that means you submit to the one and the only, and thereby you embrace modesty. You embrace not trying to trick people into believing that you got this and you got that, because you're not going to get real love that way. All of that suturing up ain't just happening with the confused men or women out there who think they're the opposite sex. It's happening with those folks who think that you go out and you get this cut up and sewed up and get some plastic stitched up in you. And suddenly the person who's now paying attention to you is worth a moment of your time. Why would you want to be with anybody who doesn't love you the way you were made to be? Right? So this right here, this is reality. happening right in front of our faces to everybody, everybody, right? Real diversity is you support nations being their own beautifully unique selves. I want to live on a planet where there's different cultures everywhere, but I know damn well I love my own. I don't need to be Japanese to not want the Japanese people to just disappear. But they have been talked so out of their minds, and they've been taken over too. Right? That's why they had to get rid of Shinzo Abe. But Shinzo Abe is the whole thing that I could get into deeply. Right? But the Japan since World War II, that sucker's been taken over. Since Admiral Perry, that sucker's been taken over. And they already hated black people to start with because they killed off the Ainu, who were the original inhabitants, black people. Do not get happy because every single Asian society was started by black people. And where do you find them now? They're all dead. If we do not snap out of it, this is the moment right here. This is prophecy coming true. This is the time to wake up and realize the Most High has handed us a reality that obliterates the lies everywhere. Right? So I think I said all I needed to say. Let me come on over to the chat and see who is here. And thank all of you for your beautiful and mighty support. Again, I am so sorry that that assault happened to you, Sister Tasha K. I had spoken on our diametrically opposed positions in life. Mine is supporting Black people, perpetuating ourselves generation after generation. If you look at Charles Barkley, he's gone. He's gone. That's what happens. Biracials don't go Black. Overwhelmingly, they don't. And overwhelmingly, they're being sacrificed right now. There was another biracial boy who just suddenly died. White mom was like, I don't know what's going on. It's such a tragedy. No, and then in the next photos, also in Daily Mail, he was wearing a red shirt. If you notice, the red coats, shirts, everything, they are everywhere. Because that's a satanic call. We used to have, drums and, smoke signals and all the rest of it. Well, that's what they do. It's their media. They put color saturation to indicate a whole intent on their parts, on their evil, despicable parts. Do most of those people who are working on their behalf, including those stupid Black agents out there, understand what time they're in? Nope, they don't. They have epigenetically inherited the notion that there is no God. Or if there's God, his name is Aleister Crowley. Your will is the sum of the law. No, it's not. The Creator prophesied all this. It's rolling out right in front of you. And you too dumb and caught up in your fear of the devil to just accept it and bow down. But he said every head is going to bow. Some of y'all, I ain't going to say nothing because I wish you no harm. No harm. I'm just a warner. Okay? That's all I am. So, Sister the Honest, my sister queen. It's so good to see you, beloved. And General Mosquito and Mimi Tajiri. It's good to meet you, queen. So yeah, I got so happy that I forgot what the heck I was talking about. I was getting ready to leave, and I was just kind of going over Tasha K and what happened. She was assaulted by a gender quote unquote fluid, no such thing, man. Right? I'm tired of them trying to police my language, our language. Man is not an insult. Man is the glorious protector of life. As human beings of all races, man is magnificent. Woman is magnificent. She inspires the man to go and do what is extraordinary. I look at Dr. She and I'm like, this brother has provided me with a haven so that I could come here and be here for you, family. Wow. Wow. And what I'm doing, nobody on earth is doing. So when I think about the one and the only, that's what I mean by Allah, but I respect in the Quran itself, he says, I have so many beautiful names. As long as he is the one and the only, and about life and more abundantly, we're talking about the same magnificent being, right? And so when I ponder, I'm not sure if I'm on check or what I just said, but when I look at Dr. She and what he has done for me, I'm like, that's an incredible dynamic there. And so for me to be able to share, that's beyond me. That's like I'm saying, there's a reality that is beyond your will. My will is just to have somebody else take over and do this for me. Yeah, but nobody has. And so that's him. That's him, the one and the only. I'm not saying he don't come and talk to me. You should not be listening to me like I'm the final destination. No, I'm not. You got to go and listen to him uniquely yourself. And he laid the groundwork. He laid the rules so you know how to do so and not fall into lunacy yourself. Right? So when I think about that, I just think, why a woman? Why a woman? And I think that's because this lets you know, because I am so committed to Dr. She in my submission to him, because he's a wise man. If he became a fool, I sure wouldn't be doing that. Right? But when I think about that, I think it is a reminder, it's a grace to Black women that our voices should be heard, should not be overrun by just there's an abundance. You could have brothers who just their ego or their, own little mental, I'm not saying craziness, because just being human is going to give you imperfections. And there's a culture in the brotherhood that I respect and I admire, because I don't want to be with somebody who's following me. I'm following Dr. G. Okay? But I'm just saying, in that brotherhood, there can be a wish to just, like, I don't need no woman. You need someone who's just going to give you a comfort and a softness and uh, a haven for you, because you are the warrior. And that's a hard life. That's hard. You need that softness. It's very inspirational. I can see that effect I have in Dr. She's life, where he knows when he comes home, he has his own little rescue in a home that makes sense and welcomes him and loves him and celebrates him. That is such a gift to the man. And it says in the Bible, he who finds a good wife finds a good thing. But we sisters have to leave this devil society alone. It is in our nature to, you know what, I could come back on camera, and if brother wants to come on in here, he can. Because I'm not going to be sharing anymore. Okay. Okay. Um, Oh, he might be coming back now, as a matter of fact, in which case I'll just put my finger over the camera lens. Um, yeah, it's a beautiful dynamic, man and woman. It's never gonna be perfect. Life itself, reality isn't perfect. right? But as we sisters, there's something about being a woman who does her best to um, be a good woman. Trust and believe. There's brothers out there who gonna just be like, "Oh my God, it's a good black woman. I'm going for her." All right. If you leave the materialism alone, and I don't mean enter poverty, I don't mean fall in love with somebody who's like, a homeless person or something like that, right? There's certain qualifications that the brother has to have also, but he doesn't need to be making $100,000 a year. That's some Kevin Samuels nonsense. Most of us don't make $100,000 a year. So that works on us saying, well, I can't start a family unless I'm making 100K. That means there's far less black families being made, right? Just be good, be productive, be about building. We've been pushed so far behind that we think we have to rebuild Manhattan overnight. When you see what they're doing in Manhattan now, what they're doing to the West Coast, they cleaned up for the Chinese dude. Suddenly, that's because it's all an evacuation because there's more radiation on the West Coast than there is in Chernobyl right now. So they want to evacuate people, but they don't tell the truth and just come on out and say, get the hell out of here. No, because they can't admit it, like Kissinger knows. All they got is treachery. Okay, so let me greet the thank you and welcome, beloved the Pharaohess to Hotep, beloved Hotep, and brother Jason Productions. It's so good to see you, King. You are just wow. You are just in that stage of expanding, growing wisdom, so that I'm just like, let me just read what the brother has to say. Okay, I'm so amazed by you. So, all right, I've said all I need to say, except go on over to 25,000 year cycle.org. That is like because it would be one thing if my products were terrible. They're amazingly good. I'm not lying to you. I'm not exaggerating. I know I'm a black woman, but when you come with a nature and a dedication to the truth for our black people, when you put stuff together, you do it so it's right. You do it so it's healing. And that's what you're going to find there. Not just from me, but from Dr. She too. You could consult with him if you've got any agenda, even if you have a propensity for getting common colds right now. You can consult with that brother, right? But support us, definitely. Brother Kamisi Fox was asking for support. And you know what? I ain't got much money at all, but I found some for him. Okay, I found some because that's what we need. That's what's at stake. Congratulations, you are in the middle of World War III. They just have changed the dynamics so you somehow believe it's not happening. But look at this. And it's going to get worse with the trans sutured people getting in their feelings because they're trying to live in their feelings at people letting them know the facts, right? So that's going to get worse because that's what the satanic elite want. That's what the UN was going on about. It's just going to get worse as they feel it must to keep the world from knowing when you kill oceans. Let me share the photo again because that was just, thank you, Brother Nias. I was like, what the hell? There we go. And where's the photo? Is that it? Yeah, that's it right there. What the hell? This is in Japan. Oh, I wanted to look up where this is happening. Let's see now. Okay. Let me get my history, and that will help me figure out. There we go. Let's see where. Hokodate. I want to find out where Hokodate. Come on, stop. Okay, here we go. Hokodate, northern Japan, but northern where? On the east or on the west? Japan Sea is on the east side. Okay, there we go. It crashed on me. So, oh, brother Yappa Yappa, how's my brother doing? It's good to see you. And yeah, I was just about to show the crash, just threw me off there. They just interrupted me altogether with an update, and oh, and they got rid of everything I was looking for. And I'm so distracted now, I don't even remember what I was going to confirm. Oh, history, where this place is. That's it. Right. I want to know where Ho I don't know what the heck that it was called. Let's get the history and see if it crashes again. Open, because I want to see where that is, because I know the radiation is just going everywhere. Let's see, what's the FDA doing right now? I'll look at that later. Okay, let's see now. There it is. Hokodate, Hokkaido. All right, copy and do its map. There it is right there. Okay, I know you can't see what I'm looking at. I just want to confirm where this is, and then I'll know if it's on, okay, it's on the, where the hell? Okay, it's on the east side of Japan, which is near, well, it's not near, it's on the Pacific Ocean. And Fukushima is maybe about 300 miles to 400 miles away from where it is. And so that have to do with the release of the tritium water? I have absolutely no idea, but how could it not? That's my thing is not whether well, we do have proof. We have all the studies and the research that the nuclear physicists have done and wrote about. We've got the documented evidence from Chernobyl, which is, whoa, it's crazy, awful what happened there. And I highly recommend the book, The Crime of Chernobyl. I went looking up that book the other day because I found it very interesting that right after I left a glowing review of the book, that somebody came in immediately and didn't leave any review whatsoever, so you can't tell if it's a verified purchase or not. They left 2 stars on my book about, saving yourself from radiation, which you can go to 25,000 Year Cycle and get it, but on Amazon it has all the reviews, and it was just nothing but positive. It was all 5 stars. As soon as I mentioned it was 5 stars, folks went in and started not buying the book and just lowering the amount of stars. So then if you don't read the reviews, you don't know what an amazing book that is. All right. And so with the crime of Chernobyl, it's documented with the IAEA, the World Health Organization, the methods that they use to hide the whole thing so that even I didn't know Chernobyl was as bad as it is and remains. Dr. Yuri Bandashevsky, who's very much featured in that book, but I knew about him before I read the book. I was just so grateful to learn so much more. Um, he said that the soil at Chernobyl is just as radioactive right now as it was it 30 years ago? 1986, I believe, is when Chernobyl was, in my conclusion, deliberately tested and exploded because they wanted to see can we get away with this all over the world? Or because Fukushima is like Chernobyl is a lit match compared to Fukushima. And so it's not guesswork. This ain't guesswork what they've done. So the more you share this warning, the more we don't have to have Tasha K attacked and other sisters attacked by these folks who are just going to get upset because we're telling them the truth, right? And that's what happened in case you're coming in now with Tasha K, where she was attacked at, it must have been in front of an audience. And she told someone who was dressed up as if he was a woman and he wasn't. She was very firm. I salute her for that. Congratulations, Sister Tasha K. If you're not a swirler and don't support swirling, if you do, I rescind the sister, but I never rescind my love. I never rescind my hope for the best of us, any of us waking up, right? There are going to be people out there who say, oh, but Sister Ajali, they'll say it in the present. She is a swirler. Oh, hell no. That's like, I don't know, 35 years ago? And I woke up then. And I knew the only man for me is a black man. And all my life has done is just prove that's right. And because I live in heaven every day. Okay? And so that's a long time ago. I confessed it because I knew what's going on up here. And I didn't want you to ever feel like I lied to you. So I confessed that. That was on my other channel. It's not a point of pride for me. So don't go around stating it over and over again. But since I'm mentioning swirlers right now, I will. Because that's all they have to say. They sure don't talk about Fukushima. They sure don't talk about the reproduction of purely black people, which were amazing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm 60. I know as far as sisters go, I'm not even the youngest looking 60. We look extraordinary at all ages. That's that melanin. But the less and less you have of it, the less and less your body is going to hold itself together. I'm just saying, that's the fact. Okay. All right, I'm not mad at you, family. I'm just passionate. And so, yeah, let's see what anyone's saying. I don't think you need to be saying Tasha K promotes these type of weirdos. She don't respect masks. Oh, well, then I rescind the sister altogether. Thank you, Brother Desan, for letting me know. Okay, I don't know. And so she just wants to be halfway there where she wants beta males, but that's a whole Greek thing where you got this alphabet. It's just man and woman, okay? Not that was like the first gender fluid terminology. You got alpha, you got beta, no, you're supposed to be a man and you're supposed to be a woman. Okay? So yeah, okay. But at the same time, still, I do not support violence in any sort, and especially not against Black us in any regard. That's why I started talking about the swirling murders, because I was like, aren't you guys going to talk about this? Aren't you guys going to explain how not to be killed by your owner? Nope. Nope. Because then they would have to confess that their whole philosophy that the black man or the black woman is the worst on the planet is full of crap. They'd have to confess that. Okay. And so she believes the whole black woman is God. Oh my goodness. What? If that were the case, the black community would have been better off for black men being removed by both the welfare system and by the prison system. It would have suddenly, oh, I'm free at last, I'm free at last. But no, they came in and they took over. Black families and got the children because we got to work. When you're all on your own, you got to send your children to their public schools because you got to work. And then immediately it's programming right from day one. Right from day one. And so how are you God? What kind of you a bad God? And there's only one I know about who's bad, okay? I'm just saying, stop with that stuff. That's parthenogenesis nonsense. That's some amoeba they're talking about, where it's just, oh, one single sex, and they just, like separate right from the DNA into two new ones. No, you can't do that. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I love my man. I love my man. Why wouldn't I want to unite with him? That's a joy. And then the other flip side of it, where you're like, if you explain to them that what you talking about, those white men, they'll flip it and say, well, but I don't want to be lonely. Like a million white men are going to treat you with respect and race to marry you, as you just setting yourself up to be a concubine nation, right? But then that's it. They flip the argument over what, I don't be lonely. That's because it is human nature to yearn to be mated. But it's human nature, so we perpetuate ourselves to mate with the opposite sex, not with the same sex. And I should say just that one last thing, because that's where all of this starts. It starts with feminism to begin with, the whole nonsense that men and women are exactly the same. No, we're not. God, thank God. Thank you, Allah. Thank you. Okay? But then that allowed in the whole idea of, free expression, free love, just, all the rest of that, so that then you throw out every single rule of the creator and allow in what is the real first gateway to the hell that they're perpetuating on all of us, which is homosexuality. It doesn't mean I want to harm homosexuals. No, I don't. If that's what you want to do, I ain't policing your bedroom. I'm just telling you, ain't nothing coming from you but destruction of the family. And every homosexual gay pride parade, you got NAMBLA up in there. And you got all transvestites, that's what they used to call it. You got all up in there, the queens. That nonsense started giving you the idea that they're better women than women. No. Okay, so that's it. Let's see what you're saying, Brother Yapo. Not saying it's impossible, but before getting our feet under us in our formative years, same Black parents are our only defense in this mess. Tell it, brother. There you go. On that note, remember, let me show you the steps here, actually, where you can go. Let's see now. There we go. Going over the StreamYard and, let's see now. Present. Share screen. Share screen. Allow. There we go. Oh, wait. So, okay. There we go. Entire and allow. And now let me go on over, show you the steps, because some people wonder, like, well, how do I buy the sisters products? And you just go on over to 25,000 year cycle right up here with all the links. You got home, our right shop, consultations, indigenous apothecary. Like I said, you got a cold, you should be going right on down to where it says let's chat. If this is something that's recurrent, that's one of the first signs that you are not eating properly, because up in here, we don't get colds. We don't get colds. Okay, I'm just saying, it's what it is. It's the truth. I'm not trying to, I don't want to seem as if I'm being arrogant or anything of the sort. I'm just telling you, if you desire life and more abundantly, come on over. Okay, it's right here for you. And then we got the Dr. She's blog. And then right here, Ajali Shabazz. Let me go right on over and show you all the magnificent products that are here for you. All right. Oh, he just put that photo up there for me. Oh no, is this? I don't know. Is this a product? I don't know. Okay, let's see what's down here. Oh, Silk Care. Oh, that's what it is. My Silk Care cream. I have just, I think, 3 jars left as a promo gift. After that, the promo's over because I ain't got pockets like that. It costs money to produce this stuff and send it out. But for the next 3 orders coming in, you can still get a sample of the Silk Care. It is astounding. I improved it from the other one by changing one significant ingredient, which was the lavender. The lavender just would spoil way too soon. And this I changed with, I mean, the things, calendula oil. I put so much calendula oil in there. It's crazy because I brew my own calendula oil. So I just poured a whole freaking, what's it, 2.5 pounds of calendula oil. Oh no, that's in the soap, the Nzinga, right? But in the Silk Hair Cream, I put that calendula oil in there. I put rosemary. I put, what else is in there? Oh my goodness gracious, so many. Oh, orange oil and lemongrass. These things, when you look them up, are so healing to the skin. They add oxygen. They increase just the connectivity of your skin. I mean, you got to go and check it out. I cannot by law say that's what my product does, but that's what's in there. And that's what those things do. Okay. So you got to put the rest of it all together. But that stuff is, oh my God, it's the bomb. It's the bomb. And I link it up with the shea butter and the coconut oil. Oh, that stuff is good. Okay. And then we got soap. Soap is both moisturizing and it lathers. Immensely satisfying lather, and the scents are beautiful. They're gentle because it's real soap. Ain't no fakeness going on with this stuff. And the new black soap, charcoal. Oh my goodness. I can't say that's what my soap does, but I use activated organic charcoal, meaning it comes from organic coconuts that have been burned. And according to what you can find on the internet, it absorbs 65% of its weight in radiation. It also, that's because it draws out toxins. So that is an amazing method of getting rid of pimples. I'm going to work not just to give you a good clean, which these things do, but I'm going to heal you too. And then the Silbar has my homemade colloidal silver in it. Look up what colloidal silver does. I make it so I can pour now here with the soap 2.5 pounds. Oh no, this is because it's the water part. It's 1 pound and a couple more ounces, a whole pound of colloidal silver. If I went and bought colloidal silver, that soap would be $50 a bar probably. Okay? But because I make it myself, I pass that savings on to you. All right? And then going down, we got this Black Nation. Oh, every time I see this cover, you know, I did this powerful cover. Brother Yapo Yapa, who's also an author. I cannot wait for him to finish. I can't say anymore because that's his business, all right? But this cover is incredible. I love this book. I love this book. I haven't gone to Amazon to see what the reviews are because there's people who they don't like me and they might cuss me out. Okay. And I don't bother with that. So here's the he's done, Brother Yapa's done all my covers. Here's the other powerful Furnace of Affliction. This ain't no joke. All my years of study, it's going on now. I'm in my second decade of study. I put it in this book, okay? And this black, how important, this is the original. This is such a fun, engaging story. So you could learn the facts and the truth, but have fun doing it, okay? So this is how you do it. It says add to the cart. All right, you got these things also in ebooks. You got, let's see now. Oh, and the t-shirt. Don't Brother Chris Miller of Mad Black TV designed this t-shirt. It is what he did. I was stunned by how point on magnificent. I mean, this shirt is popping. It's popping. And it helps you to explain about, you know, Fukushima for our family. And here, you see, yeah, okay, right. You get all of this much more cheaply. I hate that word cheap, but anyway, than you would ever get it on Amazon. And we ship you your stuff. I mean, I'll get an order that like around 6 o'clock in the evening, and I'm packing that order so it can be shipped the very next day, right then and there. Okay, so that's it. I've said all I need to say definitively. That's how you go on over and you get your heel on at 25,000 year cycle .org. All right. I love you, family. Mwah. Say it loud, say it proud, and so we are forever. Straight, black, family, pride, always. Amen. Peace and blessings, everyone. I never do this the right way.